What's good? Welcome to Walk with Denton. I'm Denton.
I'm Walker, and I'm wearing a dress. Run it.
I gotta say, for a guy that doesn't wear dresses often, you do fit it pretty well.
I feel amazing, honestly, so I appreciate that.
It's comfortable, isn't it?
It kind of is. It's spacious. It's kind of flowy. It's great.
So you ever think you'd be wearing a dress?
No. I mean, I did wear a rompum to Firefly this past year, and that's really the only thing I have to judge it off of. But I must say, this is way more comfortable than that. Not as functional, but way more comfortable.
I can see that. So this is Walk with Denton. If this is your first time listening, be sure to connect with us on social media. Denton_day on Twitter and denton-day on Instagram. At walker-aspinwall on Twitter and Instagram for him. He keeps it nice and short. Yeah.
To the point.
If you're listening on Apple, rate us and review us. 5 stars, please. Give us a nice little comment. If you're coming in here with some negative energy, you can take that somewhere else. We don't need 4 stars. We need 5. If you're listening on Spotify, I mean, they don't have a rating system. So subscribe and stay along with us. So you are wearing a dress. This is the first wager that we did on the podcast. You played along very nicely, despite the fact I told you nothing about it before we went ahead and did it. Did you get a chance to watch any of the game at all?
I watched the last 20 seconds of the fourth quarter, so I saw Gordon Hayward go to the free throw line to tie the game up.
Who was basically your doppelganger.
Yeah, so I obviously didn't talk to him enough pregame.
You did it to yourself.
I should have told him that I had a little bit of wager on the line. He didn't follow through for me. But yeah, that was really all I watched. So going back to last week doesn't really help with my basketball shape. But we're getting better. 20 seconds, that's good.
It's better than nothing, right? I mean, if you've got to watch anything at all this weekend, I mean, you had a tailgate, so that was took up most of your time on
I saw
Saturday.
that LeBron had 51. I've just kind of resorted myself to just catching highlights on Instagram and Twitter. So that's where the fun stuff is, anyways. So.
I know somewhere deep down, I don't know if you'll ever admit this, but I know somewhere deep down, when you saw the game on the list of games, deep in your heart you knew, because I'm not a Kyrie fan, not at all, that you knew taking Toronto was going to make me root for Kyrie. Was that anywhere in your thought process? Maybe very, very deep down in there.
Maybe somewhere hidden. I don't know why I went with Toronto after all the years of me never trusting Toronto and thinking they're a fake team. I don't know why the regular season would have been any different when something important was on the line. I should have known better. I thought I could have put my faith in Kawhi. I guess not.
Kyrie went for 43 and 11. Kawhi went for 31 and 15. The weird thing was Kawhi had a chance to win it at the buzzer in regulation, missed. And Kyrie went off in the fourth quarter. I think that was his biggest scoring quarter all night. And when we got to overtime, you would think that Kawhi Leonard, who's arguably one of the best perimeter defenders to ever really step foot in the NBA, and he can't even hand check. Just imagine if he could hand check. But he wasn't guarding Kyrie in the fourth quarter. And I went back to watch, and some of it was because the Celtics did a good job switching. So there was a couple possessions where Kawhi lined up as if he was going to check Kyrie, but they kind of switched him off. But there were others where he was checking Marcus Morris. There was a possession or two where he was checking Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, and those are all fine guys for Kawhi to guard, but you would think when you have a guy going off for 43 the way that Kyrie was, you would put the best defender on him, and for whatever reason, the Toronto Raptors didn't do that.
Yeah, I wish I could have, gotten in the head there. They just clearly didn't understand that I had more important things on the line. The funny thing I was seeing kind of today and yesterday was focused on Boston. So they're 9-8 right now, and Boston fans on Twitter are just losing their mind. Oh, we're 9-8. We need to blow everything up, fire everyone, trade everyone. I'm like, it's okay, guys. You'll be all right. You're figuring it out. I mean, that's a big win for them.
It is.
That's a big win for them to start to really figure things out. I mean, you're finally healthy as a team, which the Celtics haven't been for a couple of years, obviously with the Gordon Hayward injury, but Marcus Smart and just a bunch of guys kind of with nagging injuries. So as they piece it together, I still think they're going to be a tough out in the East.
So that could be a playoff matchup down the road. So we're going to do another wager next week. We're going to save it for this week because we got the punishment. So next week, because you lost, I think it's only fair that you decide the punishment and the games. I mean, just remember, you could end up doing this again if you do lose. So
I mean, it's kind of growing on me. So I might throw the whole wager next week just so I can lose again. We'll see.
Hey, you do what you got to do. I'm not mad at it. One day, these are going to get super out of control. But for now, they're nice and fun. And it's just a dress and not a tattoo on your face. So anyway, you had a tailgate this weekend.
I did.
How was that?
It was fun. We bunch of JMU friends came over. Parents had a bunch of neighborhood friends come over. It was a good time. Saw the JMU game. More importantly, ate a lot of food. Had a lot of drinks.
JMU ran through. Towson was there playing?
Yeah, I didn't pay too close attention. There was too much fun going on. But speaking of JMU, I'm a little perplexed by the playoff seeding. The fact that they finished the season ranked in the top 8 and then were not part of the top 8 national seeds. Kind of interesting to me. So they played Delaware at home on Saturday. They win that game. They then go on the road to number 8 ranked Colgate, and then they win that game and will most likely set up a matchup for on the road quarterfinals at the Fargo Dome against North Dakota State. So a rematch of 2 years ago.
You guys beat them to get to the championship, correct?
2 years ago in the semifinal. But also the draw that the number 1 team in the country has, one of the worst draws out of any of the top teams. They have a very tough bracket
is that
for
North Dakota
being
State
the number 1.
Top?
Yeah, for being the number 1. So just kind of an interesting selection Sunday, I guess it was, kind of across the board.
Fun stuff. I also got to meet your significant other.
Yes, you did.
That day, yeah, she was.
Shout out, Kayla.
At first, I thought she made a complete power move by parking in your driveway because I've known you for a long time. I don't think I've maybe parked in your driveway.
It's primo real estate.
A handful of times. Between myself and Kenny, maybe less than 5 times that we've parked in your driveway
I would say
for a long period of time.
Right.
So I thought that was a power move, and then I found out it was
just the wrong New Jersey license plate. There was a lot of Jersey people there, so it was obviously an awful time.
Dang, you're just
I'm kidding, guys. They know I love them.
So we have this section on the rundown here, and this is something you put in. So I'm gonna let you take the reins a little bit here.
Yeah. So a couple weekends ago, me and all my friend group was down at JMU for homecoming, and on Sunday, as we're all getting back home, the Instagram feed starts filling up with pictures of us from the weekend and getting tagged in photos. So. On Instagram, I was kind of going through on my profile the photos you've been tagged in, and that kind of led me to scrolling through just old photos. And there is nothing more humbling than going back through your old Instagram feed, like significantly far back, and thinking, wow, at some point I really thought that this was a good decision to post this picture. I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be cool. And I'm just sitting there scrolling, just getting continuously more and more disappointed in myself. I think when I first got Instagram, I was super eager to put some photos out there. Oh, it's Instagram. You put pictures up. I'll just, I don't know, do it at random intervals. Like, we turned the fireplace on for the first time because it was late fall going into the winter, so I took a picture of the fireplace while it was turned on. It's almost winter time, something like that. Took a picture of a $2 bill that I found in a birthday card.
Did you get
I thought that was cool.
To the cornbread?
Yeah, so there's this really bad picture on there.
At walker-aspinwall on Instagram. If you don't follow him, go follow him.
You got to scroll all the way down. It's worth it. So, I don't know, we went out to Glory Days to get some food. I think we even brought it home. And their cornbread's pretty good.
It's pretty fantastic.
And I guess in the to-go box, you get 4 pieces of cornbread. And I got it home, and I ate the first piece, and I thought it was so delicious that I was like, you know what? Now, remember, this is within the first week of me having Instagram. So
and
I'm
you're
putting up
probably
anything.
16, 17?
Yeah, probably right around there. And I thought, you know what? My 2 Instagram followers need to see this cornbread that I'm eating right now. Keep in mind, I already ate one of the pieces. So I take a picture of this half-eaten tray of food. Like, hey, look at this food. I mean, just real unfortunate. But I think we can all relate in some capacity, which makes it more fun.
Yeah, I mean, definitely to a certain extent. I did that once, and I just decided I can't do this anymore. And I wiped most of it clean. Because I had a picture of, like, chicken fried rice from a local Chinese place or, like, an apple pie. But I didn't have an iPhone when I first got Instagram, so I would use my flip phone, send a text email to my email, pull it up on my iPod, and then post it there. And then Instagram went to they upgraded to the first ever iPod Touch, which I think is what I had, couldn't handle the software update. So I had to take a nice 3-month break, which I'm sure everyone was so worried when I wasn't on Instagram
Where'd
for 3
Denton
months.
go?
Like, where's the picture of his clothes that he wore, but he's not actually wearing? I did that. Had a nice homecoming shirt on my bed. That was a picture.
It's a tough look.
It's a tough look. So I completely feel you when you do the Instagram humbling. So this week is holiday week.
Mm-hmm.
It's Thanksgiving week, so we're going to talk about some Thanksgiving food. We got a friend on with us as well. My brother Connor is joining us to talk some Thanksgiving food. He's home for the holidays.
Hey, Connor,
how are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanksgiving's the best holiday that nobody ever talks about. And here's why. It's sandwiched in between Halloween and Christmas. As soon as Halloween's over, you want Christmas music.
I didn't know you were going to come in that angry.
I did not know that was how
That's
you
the
were
thing.
gonna enter.
Thanksgiving is the best holiday that doesn't get recognized. And it's because, what do you do on Thanksgiving?
Eat food.
And watch football.
I do like
pretty good time.
those two
So-
things.
Severely
That's-
underappreciated.
President's Day has nothing on it.
I will say, speaking of the whole underappreciated Thanksgiving, I did walk in from work today, and my dad had already started decorating for Christmas. He's a little crazy with it, but
Walmart has already, they put it up at the start of November, like Connor said, right after Halloween, they had a Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are y'all doing? Pump the brakes a little bit.
This guy's talking about it like he didn't have his Christmas tree up for a whole year.
Well, I did have my Christmas tree up for a whole year.
That's just because he's lazy.
That's because I'm lazy, and it also provided great light when he turned it on. So speaking of, you said Thanksgiving is the favorite holiday no one talks about. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving moment? You've been through, 22 of them?
21 of them.
21 of them. This will be your 22nd.
Let's say, honestly, I probably don't remember the first 6. I feel like that's a reasonable thing to assume.
That's fair.
That's already
Those are
almost
probably
a
your best
third.
ones.
Yeah, really? I think the best Thanksgiving moment was when we were at our grandparents' house, and we're in this predominantly white house, and there's just this Asian guy there. And we know he's not related to us. I'm 1,000% sure he's not related to us. Turns out he was an exchange student, but just that moment where I was like, you have a story that I need to hear.
I think he's actually come a couple times.
Yeah, he came the next year after that. Then he didn't come, and then I expected him there. That's when I knew he was part of the family.
I don't know what his name is.
I don't either.
I never took the time to learn it, but I do
It's
remember
probably
that.
something just completely unexpected, like Chester.
Chester.
Just something you wouldn't expect.
Chester, the foreign exchange student,
Ronaldo
eating at a not predominantly, an all-white Thanksgiving house in Frederick, Maryland. So with Thanksgiving comes a ton of food, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody has their favorite food. And it varies for a lot of people because, certain people do Thanksgiving differently. It can be more traditional. It can be a little bit more out there. As long as you're getting together with people you care about, that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we still talk about food, though, because,
right.
It is probably the more important one if we're really being honest. We've never really had a big political standoff at Thanksgiving.
That's
I don't
good.
think.
Oh.
I kind of wish we
It's
did.
like the Cuban Missile Crisis every year. Somebody will bump their knee and then be like, "Oh, this hurts. I'm going to have to go to the doctor." And then somebody thinks about healthcare and it's a whole thing.
So that's just when you run out of the room.
Yeah, that's when you go to the other room and watch some football.
Exactly.
I've kind of wanted to spark one though, just walk by a table. So how about gun control and just walk away and just watch the fireworks? I don't know how that would work. I think now because everyone has family, they're not going to blow up in front of their kids. But
You don't know that.
Try
You
it this
do
year
not
and
know
then
that.
report back to us.
I could. My dad's kind of giving me the stink eye in here. He's doing some filming for us.
What
I don't
you
know if
should
he
do
wants
is
that.
get a snippet and then use just an angry just snippet of one of our family members just shouting terrible things and use that as the start of your podcast. And I think that'd be really, really hilarious.
Well, this is the first week we're doing more video content, so we could do that, go viral. Although I don't know if I want to have to explain that to anybody.
No, I wouldn't want to do that at all.
I got kind of a rush of Facebook friend requests from family, which isn't a bad thing, being connected with family. But I don't know if I want to have to explain.
Let's talk about Facebook. I actually had to tell this story in front of my class the other day, last
no.
Thursday.
I'm
in a digital media class. So
Great class.
2008, is that when Facebook, when whenever you got Facebook is when I heard about it.
I think I got
2008?
Facebook around 2009. Going into high school was the first time I was allowed to get Facebook, so around 2009.
Yeah, so I'm in middle school. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I remember you said, I'll pay you $100 if you don't get a Facebook before college. To a 12-year-old, $100 is
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I'm thinking
that's a lot of money now. I'll take $100.
I was thinking, you know, like that was back in the day where we used to go to Walgreens. So I'm thinking like, wow, I can go to Walgreens 20 times and get candy.
A lot of watermelon Sour Patch. That was his go-to.
Fast forward, you know, I don't get Facebook. And I'm like, I kind of feel like maybe I should get it, and then it kind of goes away. Twitter comes in. And then we go to college, and I'm like, all right, where's my $100? And you're like, yeah, I'm not paying you that.
Well,
and
what about the Connor Johnson Facebook page?
I didn't make that.
So someone else made that?
Carlos made that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did see that, and I was like, wait a second. It came up on my suggested friends list.
Yeah.
And I saw Connor Johnson, and I'm like, well, I know who that is.
Well, yeah.
The name doesn't add up, though, because there's no Johnson.
It's like, I don't think I've seen him before.
Like, so that wasn't made for you? I almost sent in a friend request, but I was like,
No. So anyway, now it's been like 4 or 5 years, and I just don't know how to use Facebook. I don't understand how it works. I feel like I'm an old woman who's debating getting onto Facebook, but I don't understand it.
Well, old women love Facebook now because it's a venue for them to go complain about things going on in today's world, which is all Facebook is now. It's just people pretending to get offended or getting way too offended at something that probably shouldn't offend them.
Yeah, Twitter is just people being savages. They're the people who cause the offense. I'm sure Facebook is probably just screenshots of what happened on Twitter.
Maybe a little bit in high school because there were some good Facebook fights that stemmed from Twitter fights, which were a really good time in high school, just kind of watching from the outside.
Yeah.
Just people doing dumb things on Twitter for the sake of, well, I don't really know why they were doing it, but retweets and favorites and such, so you're not missing a whole lot.
That's how I know you don't use Twitter. They haven't been favorites in like 2 years.
I still call them favorites.
Yeah.
I think the star was so much
the real
better than
OGs. The real OGs.
Yeah. The heart thing looks so silly. I thought
it does look cool when you touch it and it like lights up.
But think how cool that would be if it was a star, a gold star.
Yeah.
No, not fans?
Honestly, you should have just kept the favorite and add a like.
Whoa.
Because then the favorite could mean something else.
That's game changing.
Because the like, you could like it, but like I like these socks. They're not my favorites.
It's an important distinction.
It is an important distinction.
I like Bradley-Beal. He's not my favorite.
We're gonna talk all about him. We'll save that for a little bit. We got to talk about some Thanksgiving food. I know Walker has been talking to me all day about his love for turkey.
I'm just so hungry.
He's just so hungry.
So before I get into turkey, I guess just real briefly, I think my favorite Thanksgiving foods, and I don't think I know that these are my most favorite. It's a sweet potato souffle and a corn casserole dish. I mean, they're just so good. Just throw butter and sugar and all the good stuff in there. And everything else is also great, too. Mashed potatoes are obviously amazing. The dinner rolls. Just not a huge turkey fan. I think I would even put on my list the little leftover turkey and stuffing little sandwiches ahead of fresh out the oven turkey. And it's not even because we've had bad turkeys in the past. My mom's been whipping them up in the oven, and we've gone to just a turkey breast recently. So it's not that it's getting overcooked. It's it comes out nice and juicy. It's just kind of lackluster to me. I was thinking it's basically the Draymond Green of Thanksgiving food. And what I mean by that, well, the first distinction is that while Draymond says he's going to knock your ass out, turkey actually will. Eat too much turkey, you're going to be asleep during dessert. That's number one. But
the
really,
itis is a real thing, man.
But really, I mean, turkey is just it's a system food to me. It's a system food. It's a system player. I mean, we know that Thanksgiving loves it. Thanksgiving's always going to sign turkey to a max deal. It works out well for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah.
But does any other holiday actually care that much about turkey?
No.
You could convince me one way or the other. I could see either side, but we're not really sure.
Maybe Christmas.
That's what I was thinking, but we don't know how it really works out.
Christmas is more like a ham or chicken.
That's more a family to family kind of thing. If you have turkey, it's not because everybody's having turkey.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and the thing is, it's surrounded by other superstar food, and I think that's what really makes it work. I mean, for example, going back to the sweet potato, the sweet pure jump shot of Klay Thompson is the sweet potato souffle. And then you got just a buttery, smooth bowl of mashed potatoes that is Kevin Durant, even though he looks like a string bean. He's a giant bowl of mashed potatoes. And the great thing about mashed potatoes is you can make them the centerpiece of pretty much any Thanksgiving plate, any holiday plate for that matter. Yes. Sometimes the potatoes get a little watery. Sometimes they might be a little dry. Sometimes
they cuss out reporters.
Cuss you out for no apparent reason. And the thing that you can tell that's missing from a Thanksgiving plate that really holds everything together, that really just brings the best out of all the food. Sometimes it can be a chicken gravy. Sometimes it can be a turkey gravy, and you could even say it's a curry gravy.
Oh my god! I didn't know where that was going, but I saw a grin, so I was like, it's coming.
It's coming full circle.
Yeah.
Draymond is the turkey of holiday meals.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I like dark meat turkey, but I don't really like dark meat turkey.
It's like a chore to eat it.
Yeah.
You feel obligated to have a few pieces so then you can eat like 8 more piles
we
of mac
fight
and cheese.
over seconds of the dark meat turkey. It's usually a battle between us.
Yeah, it's because I don't want to eat white meat turkey because I feel like I'm just eating paper.
It's just too dry.
I feel like I'm eating paper, if I'm being honest with you.
Our family also does ham. Despite the fact that like half of the people in our family don't eat pork. We do a little bit of ham.
That just means more for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
It does. And the ham with the sweet potato, that combo is really, really good. I know you like potatoes. You're on a 2-year contract making the potatoes.
It's debatable. I think there was a player option, and I think I've been for the family. I think I decided to decline, but it might be a game time decision. I might even make a television special out of it. I'm taking my talents to not in front of the cooker.
If you do a television special, you have to do at a YMCA that's not close to here, though. That's one of the rules. Because LeBron didn't do it close to anywhere near Ohio, really. He was in, like, Connecticut for that. But everyone's always...
because he was going to go to the Celtics.
Yeah. Everyone's always in your face when you make the potatoes. Because we make it late, right? Like, my parents are already prepping the turkey. They have it in this big bowl to kind of like defrost it a little bit and make sure it's good to have it all cooked and stuff. But we make the potatoes the day of.
And people are there.
We really they finish. It's one of the last things that's done before everything else. The turkey and the potatoes, boom. We say grace. We eat. So everybody's watching. It's just surrounding
and
armchair
mashed potato people.
The person who does the potatoes is normally the person who's not doing anything. That's why they're doing the potatoes. And if you're not doing anything and you're cooking in front of everybody and everybody loves potatoes, one small mistake and you could be hearing about it for 5 years.
Or not even invited to the next Thanksgiving.
Especially. Well, I hope I am.
Well, at our house. Thanksgiving's at our house, so we're invited every year.
Like,
that's what happened to Chester. He never came back. He was on potatoes that one year.
I don't know what happened to him.
Because we have, I think, this year the schedule is we're going to have 29 people in our house. We got a pretty nice-sized house, but 29 people is a lot. But in the past, I think the most we've ever had is 35, give or take. And I think that was last year when Connor was in charge of the potatoes.
Yeah. So when I'm doing these potatoes, I might be downplaying. I think I had 8 people come up to me and be like, "Oh, you got to make sure you do these potatoes really well."
Plus, he had me filming his reaction to cooking the potatoes.
Got to make sure you do these potatoes really well. You know what'll happen if you don't. And I was like, I don't.
What will happen? Please do share.
You're gonna eat them. It's Thanksgiving. You're not going to eat the potatoes. You might complain that they're dry.
You might complain you didn't have any curry gravy.
There's a whole potato in my mashed potatoes. Sorry, didn't even cut it up.
It's great carbs.
Yeah,
you can put that on a sandwich. So Connor, do you have a favorite Thanksgiving food? We don't experiment too much on Thanksgiving.
So I really just like the stuffing, the stuffing balls. Didn't want to say the last part. I could tell you were looking at me. I could tell you wanted it. It's just stuffing that's rolled into a sphere. There's stuffing spheres. We're taking it geometrical.
We're going some alliteration. I like the stuffing sphere thing. I can rock with that.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. I think sweet potato. I think we call it casserole or souffle, whatever you want to call it. I think that's probably the best because it can go with so many things.
So I'm currently on Ranker.com, and number 33 of Thanksgiving foods.
33.
Well, see, I wouldn't look that far down, but this one's called butternut squash soup. And it says a woman named Danny Porter added it. And you just earned a thumbs down because that sounds disgusting.
It's festive. It's very, very autumnal.
I don't even – 65% of people agree with me, so I guess you know what? That's
65%. Whoa, that's almost the same amount they voted for a dead pimp in Nevada.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? Go on this website. What is the top 5 on this website?
Top 5. Let's see.
Is 33 the lowest? I'm assuming.
Here's the thing that totally baffles me. I get it makes sense, and then it doesn't make sense. Turkey's not even on here. I think they're saying everything. Turkey's kind of a staple. If you don't have turkey, it's not Thanksgiving. But if you don't have mashed potatoes, it's also not Thanksgiving.
True.
I don't know. Number 1 is mashed potatoes. 2, stuffing. 3, gravy. 4, bread. Not even a type of bread. Just bread. There's 3 different types of bread in this picture. And 5 is macaroni and cheese.
We need to get hip to the macaroni and cheese during Thanksgiving. That's not something our family's ever done. We're super traditional with our mac and cheese or with our Thanksgiving menu. I need some more I need mac and cheese and wings.
You know what
That's
I tried?
All I ask for.
I tried this the other day. One of my friend's moms came over and cooked for us maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And she put sugar in mac and cheese.
How did that work?
It was great.
Good?
It was great.
Did she put ketchup on it too or no?
No.
No, we say that for Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I did see that. The ketchup sandwich that they were making at lunch, making fun of Mahomes, that's tough.
He's earned himself some great brand deals, though. Heinz loves him.
Yeah.
Whataburger got all over that. Yeah. I don't really know what this Whataburger thing is, but it seems to be a trend. Whataburger, sorry. It seems to be the new In-N-Out. Because I remember for the longest time, In-N-Out was the top burger joint ever. Anyone who had ever been there would nonstop talk about it. And now it seems like this Whataburger place is the new In-N-Out. Have you guys?
It's growing. Yeah, it's similar regional areas as In-N-Out is.
Why are these good regional places not on the East Coast in
Here's
DC?
where you want to try a good burger? Go to Leesburg. Go to Melt.
Melt. Okay. Where's that near? Is that near Loudoun County High School?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right off of 7. Right past 15 West.
Okay, looks like we're going to do a field trip to Melt.
I don't fact check me on this, but I believe it's top 10 in the nation in burgers.
It's a pretty good burger.
Well, why has no one been talking about this? Oh, goodness gracious.
I think I was talking about it. I went there 2 years ago.
Because I know we have Cookout is just a little south of
here. Oh, my gosh.
A little.
Cookout.
It's not anywhere close.
Cookout is amazing.
Closest one's Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Trust me, I researched this extensively.
In the grand scheme
How
of
do you
things,
feel about
that's a little
It's
Bojangles?
incredible.
I like Bojangles. First of all, the worst fast food chicken place is KFC, but it's always the stereotypical one.
No, yeah, definitely. If somebody says, "Hey, let's go to KFC," you
not
probably want to check to see if they have a wire on them because they're an FBI agent and they don't exist. Nobody ever wants to go to KFC. Popeyes, not even close. Zaxby's
is a little expensive, though.
It's expensive, but it's not KFC.
They do have that Texas toast, though, that you get with
has
that.
My heart.
And I think Popeyes is probably my favorite. And then, because Bojangles has a really good
for me.
dirty rice. Their dirty rice is good.
You can't eat those Popeyes
Cajun
biscuits.
biscuit with cheese.
Ooh.
I
didn't think about that.
It's bow time.
Oh. Have you had their Bowberry biscuit?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that stuff's really good.
Every time I go, I get one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I had your metabolism.
So I don't go that much. Probably been 3 times in the 22 years on Earth. But every time I've been, I have had it.
I like Bojangles. There's a couple near Lynchburg, so I got to go to there pretty often. So that's I guess that's all we got. Do you have a least favorite food for Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Turkey's it.
I mean, they're all good, but if I had to pick a least favorite one, it's not doing a whole lot for me.
I know what mine is. I'm looking right at it.
I can't see what
green bean casserole.
Yeah, I mean,
just the green beans.
Just
the Kevin Durant.
Just the Kevin Durant casserole. We used to get.
I kind of like the Kevin Durant casserole.
We used to get,
by the way.
I like the Kevin Durant casserole. You put the little fried onions on top.
I do like those.
Yeah,
but only those.
Just the fried onion part on top.
Yeah, when we were kids, we
had
to eat
a bag of
Funyuns
at the dinner table.
Remember, we used to have to eat our stuff. There was peas, occasionally
green beans,
and then green beans.
Yeah, there's a little bit of spinach too, but sometimes the spinach wasn't heated up all the way and it was frozen.
The spinach is not bad. I can eat spinach.
Do it now.
I can eat peas. I can eat Brussels sprouts.
I can eat incredible.
Honestly, yeah, I actually love Brussels sprouts, but green beans gag. I was an actual gag.
I was with a friend and he made macaroni and cheese and he threw green beans in the macaroni and cheese with corn. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was certainly a very unique taste.
How many days after did he block his number?
I did not block his number.
Okay.
I think he's actually.
It's obvious
funny.
we move in different directions.
We do move in different directions. You ready for a big hot take? Because this seems to be a standard when it comes to Thanksgiving food. I'm not a big cranberry sauce guy. Don't really understand the point of it at all, to be honest.
So it's funny enough. Connor just
just
scrolled to it. We never really had it growing up. But
what
the
number is that on there?
12.
12.
But the times that I've had it, I would say that 12's too low. It should be higher.
I just don't understand
it. I actually like cranberry sauce on pancakes, but I don't know what I would even put them on elsewhere.
I think people put it like
maybe
on
some
their
turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Oh,
kind of like the gravy where everything just
dude,
gets mixed in together.
Thanksgiving is like the perfect holiday for not me because I love all my food not touching.
For not me.
So you're cool if it just went from Halloween to Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, no, I love Thanksgiving. It's just like
you need one of the plates with the little dividers in there.
There's a culture. Yeah, I need one of the kid plates.
Yeah.
There's like one of those like the Dino chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that a Thanksgiving food?
We actually have Dino chicken
have
nuggets
those.
here, and they've been really good. I put them on a breakfast sandwich. I put them on a quesadilla once. Dino chicken nuggets slap. Have you had them before?
Yeah. Yes, I've had Dino chicken nuggets
before. Put them
before.
on a quesadilla. It's fantastic.
I'm worried about you, man. We can
can
always talk if you
don't
need
knock
someone
until
there.
you try.
Just want to talk. Just want to talk.
I just want to talk, man. I just want to talk. So I guess that wraps up Thanksgiving. Oh, no, hold on. I got one more thing because this pissed me off last year. My favorite thing on Thanksgiving is apple pie. So
he was heated.
He was heated. I have been talking about this for a year. Thanksgiving is hosted at our home. We provide the turkey. We provide the mashed potatoes. We provide that green bean casserole that no one really seems to like. We provide, at times, the pineapple souffle. We also provide the place to eat.
Yeah.
It is not our job to provide apple pie. That is one of the other 30 people that attend my house to eat. That's their job.
And you only need one person to do it.
That's the thing.
I need one person.
That's the thing.
And no one.
I mean, granted, like some of these people are coming in families, so it's really not 30 different people coming. It's probably like 12.
6 or 7
families, and then there's the stragglers.
Maybe. Yeah, a couple stragglers.
But
granted, someone did make these really good like little pies that are kind of like bite size, and there was an apple one of those that was pretty good, but they only made like 30 of them, and there's
I do remember
people.
that too.
So
it's just like you go to somebody's house, you bring food. Like, you can never have too much apple pie. That's never once been a thing in the history of Earth. Nobody's ever said, you know what, I have too much apple pie.
That is correct.
It's never
I
been
agree
a thing.
with that.
I don't even like apple pie, but I know to respect it.
So if I don't get apple pie this year, you are going to hear about it right here. We are going to go on a nice big long rant, and you are not going to hear the end of it. So you mentioned basketball. It's time to transition into a little bit of basketball. So
basketball.
I don't know where to start with this one. I never wanted it really to come to this, to be completely honest. One of the best storylines in the beginning of the season was the Timberwolves, right? And part of that was because Jimmy Butler came in hot. He was cussing at everybody on his first practice. Officials, Tom Thibodeau.
Tom Thibodeau probably loved it. Oh, I love the heart of this guy.
I bet he did. I bet Tom Thibodeau was.
The one thing that made him mad was that Jimmy Butler was upset with playing 41 minutes. That was the tipping point of the whole Minnesota issue. It wasn't that he cussed him out to his face or cussed out the franchise center or any of this. It was, you know what? He's upset that I'm playing him too hard. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. So now that Jimmy Butler is gone, and we talked about this last week, traded to Philly, there was a void left in the NBA universe and just the circle of life that needed to be filled with players coming in and cussing at teammates, officials, and coaches. I never wanted it to be the Wizards. It became the Wizards.
I gotta say, it has been nice, like, having 9 years of not being the talk of the NBA. Like, when Gilbert Arenas had his whole gun thing, that kind of sucked. That was not fun to be a fan of. And you know what? We had so many years. The team was bad, but, they were all good guys. They were all friends. It was you didn't know they were best friends, but, they don't hate the coach. Now we don't know that. We know they do hate the coach.
We know they do hate the coach.
Yeah.
And the coach isn't that great to begin with anyway.
Yeah, he just happened to be a coach of a team that had great players. And everybody's like, oh, he went to the finals. Well, He had three future MVPs.
And was hired solely for the fact that maybe he could recruit one of those great players. I'm pretty sure they didn't interview anyone else either.
No, they did not. It was Scott Brooks or nothing. And they also brought in at that time Kevin Durant's high school coach. This all happened in 2016 when Kevin Durant went to join the Warriors.
Yeah.
That's how this thing
also
started.
pretty like all of Kevin Durant's off seasons ever, he's pretty much always said there's no way I'm ever going to go play for the Wizards.
Which hurts every single time.
It'd be too much. One, it'd be too much to get all these tickets for all these games for all the people that would want to come. And two, the Wizards literally try to get me every time I come play in DC, and I don't really mess with that.
Yeah, he was really turned off by that. I remember there was a late season game where he was just like, yeah, if they're not going to cheer for me when I'm playing for them, why do I even want to go play for him? Because they're like, well, what if LeBron comes in town and they cheer for him? I don't want that fan base. Maybe that's a blanket statement or a blanket reason.
Well, Kevin Durant doesn't know what he wants at this point.
He should want to go back to OKC.
I don't know. I think that door might be closed.
I'm excited to see this Thunder Warriors game tonight. If there's
tonight?
going to be any starting point guard in the NBA to only further amplify the issues that are Golden State right now, it's going to be one Russell Westbrook.
Is Draymond even playing, or is he still out with his
I think he has a lingering toe injury still.
Which is basically, Draymond, you talk too much, please shut up, and don't piss Kevin Durant off because we really like him. And that's what it is. So I do have a rant here. I got to give Connor credit because Connor came in hot with a nice spreadsheet of some dope Wizards stats.
It was exquisite.
It was exquisite. It was color-coded and everything. I was not anticipating that. So got to give you kudos on that. What are some of the things that you found before I go on this rant? Because this rant, I don't know how long this could take. So I'll let you get into that.
Yeah,
first.
I'm looking at these salaries, and most of them make sense. Markieff Morris, $8 million. That's decent. Dwight Howard for $5 million. That's decent. Otto Porter, Bradley-Beal, John Wall, all max contracts. Differing amounts, but close to $20 million each. That makes sense. Austin Rivers, we got him in a trade. It makes sense that we didn't sign him, so he's going to have more money. He did play well last season. He's making about $12.5 million. And then you just get to Mr. Jan Mahimi. And I look at these stats, and I'm looking at his salary is $15 million. And here's how many minutes he plays per game. He plays 14.6, which means he's essentially, for every minute he plays in the game, he's making about $1 million.
He also has bricks for hands, can't rebound, and can't shoot anywhere outside about 3 feet. Even still, he does miss. I'm pretty
sure a couple seasons ago, Ernie Grunfeld doubled down on the fact that when John Wall asked for a 21st century big man, that they doubled down on Jan Mahimi.
You know what they did? You know why Jan Mahimi got this contract? When the Wizards played the Pacers in their first playoff run in this era, Jan Mahimi had a pretty solid series. It wasn't great. It was pretty solid. And when he became a free agent, it was when the cap jumped. And you're a Lakers fan. Timothy Mozgov got a $16 million contract.
Yeah, 12 minutes into free agency.
These general managers acted like idiots because the cap jumped, and now you have Jan Mahimi, who is the fourth highest paid player on the team, and he doesn't start. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Are you guys ready for my rant? Can I just get into this?
Drum roll, please.
Okay, so this is what happened if you're not completely familiar with this Wizards story. So Monday it was reported at around noon by Woj, which is how you know it's true. Woj. The Wizards have showed interest in trading both John Wall and Bradley-Beal. Later on in practice, we then get reports that they blew up. John Wall supposedly got in a shoving and shouting match with Jeff Green, who then decided John Wall he was going to curse at Scott Brooks for intervening. Bradley-Beal then went on a tirade directed at Ernie Grunfeld saying, "I'm tired of this shit. I've been dealing with it for 7 years." Okay. So that's the basic gist of what's going on here. And there's about 5 differing parties in this situation. 4 of them are right and wrong. There is one guy that is 100% wrong. Spoiler alert, it's not Ernie Grunfeld. So let's start with John Wall. He is the best player on this Wizards team. And I think it was like a year and a half ago, I wrote for the Wiz of Oz fan-sided page. And I wrote a column or a story on there that said, this is what John Wall has to do to become the best Wizard ever and surpass Wes Unseld. It was a couple big things. One of the things he had to do was maintain his current trajectory and eventually get the Wizards to a finals. Surprise, that hasn't happened. For the past 4 years, ever since John Wall and Bradley-Beal first got into the playoffs, the talk has been John Wall would be elite if he could shoot a three-pointer, right? That's been all the talk. He would be a lethal point guard, arguably one of the best ever if he can shoot the three-point. The most average per game, the most three-pointers he's ever made in a season is 1.5. He has never shot above 38% from the three-point line. I see all of these videos of him during the offseason doing these nice workouts. He's down in Miami. He's chilling. He's working out with LeBron. He's working out with D-Wade. He's working out with the trainer that works with those guys, and he still can't shoot the three-point shot. Last year in the series against Toronto, he was by far the best player in that series. Averaged 26 and 10. He shot 4 of 21, 19% from the three-point line. If he shoots any better than 19% from the three-point line, the Wizards probably win. But at the same time, Ernie Grunfeld has done a terrible job surrounding him with talent, with the exception of Bradley-Beal, who is very, very good. His numbers are a little bit down this year. He is the guy in this situation that I'm least upset with because he has been through a lot. He's been through injuries. He is playing better. He's not playing as good as he was last season when he was an All-Star. He should have been an All-Star the year before that, but the NBA decided we're going to put Carmelo Anthony in there. Screw you, Carmelo Anthony. Brad's a one-time All-Star.
Hey, I thought we said limited Melo slander.
That was the Melo slander. He should not have been an All-Star that year. It should have been either Bradley-Beal or Joel Embiid. It's ridiculous. He comes in, he's quiet, he handles his business. He doesn't talk and do stuff like this, which is how I know it's real. And now, since this tirade happened, reports are that he had no interest of staying beyond this current contract, which is, by the way, about $150 million the Wizards gave him the max for. Next, we have Scott Brooks. There's a lot wrong with him. I've talked about this before on my SB Nation radio show, 10 to 11 every Sunday, shameless plug. Scott Brooks, as you guys kind of mentioned, no structure at all offensively. He lived and died based on the fact that he had 3 All-Stars who would eventually become MVPs. One of them was there when he was there, in Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. He got to a finals, got mercilessly outcoached by Eric Spoelstra, and couldn't be able to handle the fact that they took away James Harden. He did nothing about that. He's plus 145 in his coaching win record. He is probably the worst coach in the history of the NBA that has ever been plus 100 in his win record. He has completely rode his stars to this place that he's at right now, and he's a player coach. A player coach. We use that way too much. He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to go. Now we have Mr. Ernie Grunfeld.
Right.
Yeah, are we staying along? Anything to add here?
I don't know.
I hope I never make you upset.
I feel like I'm like 7 years old and I just spilled something on a new carpet and I'm just like getting laid into by my parents for like doing some bad stuff. It was an accident, man.
He didn't even mean it.
Yeah, like, how do you know he meant it to Scott Brooks? Maybe they're really friends. Maybe he didn't mean to curse him out. I think he did.
I think he did. And now we come to Ernie Grunfeld. Straight up, Ernie Grunfeld sucks. He's been doing this job for 16 years. He has nothing to show for it. He's never won 50 games. He's never appeared in the conference finals, never appeared in a Rio final. He's never won any sort of title. The biggest thing that he has done in his time in Washington, he has one division title. This is the NBA. No one cares about division titles. He signed Gilbert Arenas when he came over from Golden State. Good move. Then he proceeded to give him the worst contract, arguably, in the history of the NBA.
Isn't he still getting paid?
I think he just stopped. In 2014, I believe, was the last year he got paid. He signed the contract in 2008. That's 6 years of play. It was
like $111 million.
It was $111 million.
Was a big deal.
I think Gilbert
Arenas gave it to Jan Mahimi.
Gilbert may have played 40 games with the Wizards after that contract. Yeah. So that contract was terrible. He drafted John Wall, signed him, gave him a max deal, and then gave him a supermax deal. All of that was great until you give him a supermax deal. Supermax deals are stupid. They never work, and it's basically a way to cripple a franchise in the long term. It's great in the short term because it makes a guy happy, and you think that keeping the stars and the small market teams, or basically anywhere that's not the Lakers or Boston, is great for the league. It doesn't work. It cripples a team. He also acquired Antoine Jameson and Caron Butler. Nothing bad to say about those guys. Love them to death. And he drafted Bradley-Beal and gave him a big contract. So we are now in a situation where some of these things that were good quickly became bad, particularly Gilbert Arenas, and now with his John Wall Supermax contract, where he is going to get paid close to $50 million 4 years from now. Oh. I love John Wall. I'm about as big of a John Wall fan as you can find on this earth. $50 million.
You can't pay $50 million.
You can't pay $50 million.
32.9% three-point shooting?
I think he's averaged over 20 points 3 times.
Yeah.
This is a guy that averages for his career around 19 points and 9 assists.
Yeah, he's been teetering between 9 and 10 assists. He had 23 points, I believe, last season.
Last year was his best year, but he didn't play half the year.
Yeah.
And there was one year where he finished, I think, 6th in MVP voting. I'm a firm believer if you have not finished top 3 in MVP voting multiple times, you don't deserve a Supermax contract. Even I say Steph Curry's Supermax with Golden State, it's great now. Eventually in the long run, that's going to hurt them, and they're going to wish they never signed him to that deal. This is the one guy that is completely responsible for all of this. As bad as Ernie Grunfeld is at his job, I can understand this idea that he wants to try and trade John Wall and Bradley-Beal because it's that you just got to blow the team up. The one guy who's responsible for all of this is Ted Leonsis. Because Ted Leonsis, he checked off on all of these contracts, but he is keeping Ernie Grunfeld in a position of power where he can make stupid moves. And not only is he doing this, Ernie Grunfeld got extended in secret.
Oh.
A secret contract extension for a general manager that has never done anything good. There are 2 good secrets that I can think of off the top of my head in the world. One of which is a surprise birthday party. No one's ever done that for me. I'm not a big surprise guy. The second of which is a nice gender reveal. Secret contract extensions are nowhere on that list.
That makes me think that.
What about a Secret Santa, man?
Yeah, Secret Santa.
That's fun.
I guess we do.
That makes me think that the other GM got assassinated. They went up in a plane and had to do a secret swear. It's like, what is this? Like, are you like a Mason? Is this the Freemasonry? Like, what's
they are in DC.
Damn, now you're gonna get eyes on us from people we don't want eyes on.
Like, what is this? Like, is this like Bohemian Grove? Like, just some weird place?
Okay, someone needs to shut his mic off. He's gonna get people listening to this podcast that do not need to be listening to this podcast.
Hey, you got to get your views up.
That's true. Long story short, Ted Leonsis is the real problem here. He's just deteriorating his reputation. He's a great owner for the Capitals, and God bless Alex Ovechkin. Really, he's the only thing saving me right now. Alex Smith just broke his leg basically in half. His bone looked like Harry Potter when he lost an arm in bone in the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Now we're going to lose John Wall, Bradley-Beal, and we're probably going to lose Bryce Harper this offseason.
Hey, at least you got Dwight Howard.
At least I got Alex. I hate you.
So
at least I got Alex
with
Ovechkin.
His butt injury,
his buttocks injury. Oh my God.
I think it was probably 2011. I started a running joke that the Redskins were going to beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl, 91-0.
I do remember that.
And every year I say that same thing. If it ever happens, I'll get it tattooed on my forehead.
God, you're really going to become one of these SoundCloud rappers, aren't you, with these forehead
91-0.
Just don't get 69 tattoos.
If they win, he's going to jail for a while.
He's going to jail for a very long time.
Might just get hit with Rico.
Yeah, it's just like,
I must say, are you guys surprised that a guy with 69 tattooed multiple times on his face is going to jail?
How many times,
he's going to show up in jail with rainbow hair and 69 tattooed on him.
On his body?
69 times.
Yeah.
No lie. He's got it on his arms. He's got it on his chest.
He's going to show up with rainbow hair and 69 tattooed on his body in jail. Have fun, my guy.
He is.
And, with his prior legal history,
they're
not going to like you, guy.
Have fun.
They're not going to like him at all. So that's the end of my Wizards rant. We're in trouble.
You kind of expect it.
I just saw on Twitter that he was denied bail.
Of course,
after offering his entire bank balance of $1.7 million.
Wow, he was
That's
talking.
All he makes?
He was talking like he probably spends a lot more. When they tour, they make a lot of money. If he does,
Denton said that's all he makes. Like he didn't eat dinner at home tonight.
Yeah, I did eat dinner. You're damn right I ate dinner at home.
You had a quesadilla on a panini press.
Yeah. In case anyone's wondering, we have tons of ad space for this podcast. Hit me up, Denton_day on Twitter. We have tons of ad space. This is a guy that walks around. He just flies places for no reason with an entourage. I would think he has more than $1 million in his bank account. Also, tattoos aren't cheap. Because while some of his suck, some of his are actually kind of nice, I will say. And I imagine no one does rainbow hair for free either.
The thing is, he could get rid of his rainbow hair pretty easily.
He could, but I bet he pays someone to come do that.
Yeah, if he just cuts his hair, he's got basically a buzz cut just of dark hair now.
He's still an ugly-looking individual, though.
Oh, I mean, anybody who tattoos a sexual innuendo on their face, probably not the best look.
All right, let's get into some headlines here. We got a whole lot of the Florida variety, which I'd promised was kind of an accident. But, I mean,
they're just so juicy.
Some of them are just so
like
good.
Like a Thanksgiving turkey.
with curry gravy.
With curry gravy.
Speaking of this, I meant to get into this earlier. How long does it take to microwave a turkey, guys?
Oh, I mean, if it's 25 pounds and you got like a Friendsgiving coming on, maybe like 10 minutes. I
hate people.
Yeah.
This is one of the dumbest trends that I've seen.
I swear. I think it might be on Twitter. It might be the funniest thing I've ever seen. A bunch of people texting their parents, asking them a stupid question with not even any savage responses. I didn't see one.
No, it's just like,
it was all just, no, you're an idiot.
Just like,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Obviously, you can't. You're like, well, we already knew that. I wouldn't.
I did see a good one. One of the my friends that came over this weekend did show what her mom said, and it was along the lines of, "I know you're not that stupid," and kind of ended the conversation right there.
See that's actually kind of funny, but just
when there's a clapback, it's funny.
But when it's just like, "Hey,
oh, sweetie, don't do that,"
it's like, wow.
Yeah, like
thank you.
Some
for
of the
sharing
responses
this.
were like, "I'm not sure that would be a good idea." LOL. I'm like, I'm not LOLing. You didn't earn one giggle.
All right, so let's get into some headlines. We're going to start with a Florida man, as I did last week. I literally just Googled Florida man. So Nicholas Sardo of Marion County, Florida, is behind bars after admitting to having intercourse with a horse.
Yeah, we just went there.
Jackie G. Sarda, who notified officials that he had sex with the horse multiple times, is being charged with 4 counts of sexual conduct with an animal. Sarda was, however, wearing a condom during each of the 4 encounters because he didn't want to get a disease from the horse. So clearly this guy was a fan of Beauty and the Beast, because this is the Florida rendition of Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, think of that one.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine, I know everyone out there.
Why did he tell them all that information?
I want to quit this show.
Well, he said later on in the story it's because he was sick.
He was saying,
if that wasn't obvious, the fact that he had intercourse with a horse
I'll
4
wear a
times.
condom. I'll wear a condom and it won't be an animal. It's just, if I wear a condom, I'll be safe.
Do you ask for consent?
What if that horse just says, you know what? Get out of here! I'm gonna kick you in the face.
Yeah, like those horses in Red Dead. Some of the clips that went on, he could have gone full Red Dead on him, man.
They kick the horse. Yeah.
So this next one, sticking in the great state of Florida. So there was a tiger at prom. This is a little old, from May of this past year, but at a private all-boys Catholic school is facing major backlash for bringing a tiger to its prom. Christopher Columbus High School in Miami hosted its prom in May earlier this year, and it utilized the tiger as a, quote, exotic amusement, according to a local resident's Facebook post. Videos of the incident popped up on Facebook. It showed the tiger pacing all back and forth in a cage that it was locked up in, with fire performers dancing around it. I have no idea what's going on here. The event was also featured a parrot, a lemur, and a fox that the students were allowed to pose with. I just can't even picture why or how or.
First of all, how do you get your hands on a tiger?
I'm pretty sure they stole it from Baton Rouge.
You don't have a tiger guy?
No, I don't have a tiger guy. Maybe I should get friendly with Mike Tyson. But I watched the videos on Facebook, and the tiger is just walking.
It's like an actual tiger.
It's an actual tiger, and there's very loud music, which I know an animal probably doesn't like, and a dude swirling fire around near the tiger. This thing is literally walking in its cage like. If the cage was opened, people would be dead.
That tiger's probably like, this is nothing. You should have seen my day yesterday.
That's like some real zoo tycoon type stuff.
I must admit, I'm not for animal abuse at all. This is very cruel. This would have been a hell of a prom night to go to, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been better than my prom night. This final headline we got here. A man is suing McDonald's over the advertisement of Happy Meals. A Quebec father of 3 is suing McDonald's over the advertisement of Happy Meals. Antonio Bramanti has filed a class action lawsuit against the fast food restaurant, claiming that McDonald's violates the province's strict youth consumer protection laws, which disallow advertisement to those under the age of 13. Bramanti claims that displaying the toys at eye level that come in the Happy Meal of children influences the kids, and suggests that Happy Meals coming with toys based on around popular films which come in sets has caused him and others to spend hundreds of dollars on Happy Meals for his children.
I mean, I'd rather have my kid eat a Happy Meal. At least he gets some apples or chocolate milk in there than just 3 Big Macs in one sitting.
Happy Meals are actually the best thing to get. I hate getting them in drive-thrus, though, because, you pull up and I'm just not a kid. But they have everything you need. They got the drink. They got the food, like the small amount of food. They got like a little bit of maybe a dessert kind of thing. And they come with a toy. And a little bit of fries. So you get the nuggets.
It's a sampler box.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It is. I remember I once got in a fight with my aunt because I wanted to go to Burger King to get one of their Happy Meal because they had a Dragon Ball Z toy. I never got my Dragon Ball Z toy. I was pretty upset about that.
So you're 0-1.
Yeah, 0-1. Apparently, though, Quebec has legit rules where you can't make advertisement attempts to those under 13, which I do find kind of strange because it's so common in America to advertise to people that are basically can't even speak yet.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak when I was 13 either.
Yeah. I only learned this year. My first language is actually Chinese, Mandarin.
Really? Okay, John Cena. Yeah, he does know Mandarin.
He does.
You've seen that. He's over there doing a movie with Jackie Chan. He also has hair, which is very weird, and he has a bald spot on the back of his head.
John Cena?
Happens to the best of us.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
You know who has hair that will confuse you? Brian Urlacher.
I have seen that when he did his Hall of Fame speech.
Oh my God!
Yeah, pull up the picture for us.
Crazy.
Just an update to everyone listening. The dress is still kind of comfortable. It's a little cold.
I did not remember he was wearing a dress.
To be honest, I kind of forgot too. It just looked like a tank top from where I'm sitting.
Yeah,
but we will have pictures on Instagram.
Like a nice leather jacket over this, I think would make a great outfit.
It works, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that's uncomfortable.
It looks different, right?
Yeah.
Especially for a mean middle linebacker who's bald.
What I want to know is if you're already bald and you put hair back onto your head, why are you letting yourself have it go that far back?
Come on.
You've already been.
He said if you're
going
to fix it, you might as well actually fix it.
You've already been bald before.
Well, it's a more natural look. You don't want to get the Paul George hair.
The more natural look is that one. The one that's just none of it.
I can see that. So that's it for us this week. Connect with us on social media, Denton_day on Twitter, denton-day on Instagram. You will see a picture of Walker in the dress on my Instagram.
Yeah, not on mine.
He's not putting it on his, but you can follow him on Instagram at walker-aspinwall.
Yeah, and then you can look at all my old photos.
Look, the cornbread. Find the cornbread. You can find Connor on Instagram at, 69_all-day?
Yeah.
You were out here making fun of Tekashi.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't get it tatted on my face.
Yeah.
I could change it. I could change it on Instagram and then just act like it was never there. He can't change the fact that he got 69 tattooed on his forehead.
That's true.
Well, he could. Maybe he gets a rectangle on his forehead. But I don't think it might be one of those prison ones.
It could be. Rate us 5 stars on Apple. We'll be back next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.